second 520, get out of your cars and admit what they're saying in Wallingford bars. Our lifestyle is fading, and the most livable city is now a parking lot. For the town, it is a changing. The food giant's gone, been the doghouse adieu. And Frederick and Nelson, it's history too. Man, we've got lots of tullies and bagels to chew. And there's pesto and sun-dried tomato. And you just wash it down with a peach microbrew. For the town, it is a changin'. Come Wolfgang Puck Gameworks, U2 Nike Town. Planet Hollywood has props from lame movies around. And don't worry that Ivor is spinning in the ground. 'Cause at Lake Union, Hooters is amazing. Yeah, you can eat while staring at Grass Vegas mounds. For the town, it is a changin'. Hey, yuppies are taking ballot, they now think it's cool. And they're kicking out the old bots who drive slow and drool. And they're pushing house prices right through the roof. And it's suburban sprawl it's creating. With strip malls so ugly they make Linwood look good. For the town, it is a changin'. Now almost life's been on for 14 long years. The high-five and white guys have all lost their hair. And Bill Nye and Ross Schaefer, they're both millionaires. But the rest of us sure aren't complaining, 'cause we get to make fun of Kent on the air. For the show, it ain't a changin'.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Keister.
Welcome to the new season. Welcome to the new city. It's changing, so are we. There's lots of changes around here. Big changes, for example, over at the Seattle Supersonics. No more Sean Kemp. Yeah. Sean's been, he's been traded to Cleveland, and I think we have some footage of Sean leaving town. Do we have that? Bye, Sean! Bye-bye. See ya. This guy obviously in a hurry there. Anyway, lots of sports news in town. There's actually a committee working on getting Seattle the 2012 Olympics. Did you see that? 2012, which means that the female gymnasts haven't even been born yet. Their parents haven't even been introduced. Just wondering, what's our Olympic mascot going to be? I don't know, a caffeine-addicted slug. I don't know, something like that. In eastern Washington, big changes over there. WSU has become a dry campus, which I believe, is mentioned in the book of Revelations as one of the signs of the apocalypse. It's like, when the mountain cats from the flat place no longer take the wine, the seas will boil. It's a, something. Now, I'm thinking dry campus, that's probably why the football team is doing so well. The quarterback, no longer has to sort of aim between the two receivers that he sees downfield. Meanwhile, Huskies not doing real well, not doing too well. No, I mean, they were listed actually this week as a 10-point underdog against BYE until somebody told the sportscasters, well, that's a bye. They have a bye. A bye. Just like, I see. They need the rest. If you saw the Nebraska game, they need it looked like the Huskies thought it was a flag football game. It's just like, oh, tackle. We didn't know it. Ow, 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 cut it out. Anyway. The team, they didn't look real good after the game. I think we've got some film of the Huskies after the game there. It's like, yeah, not looking too good. Got a lot of depth, though. They have a lot of depth. They're going to come back. They're just going to have to just put it behind them and get on with it, and that's what we're going to do right now, because at this time, I'd like to welcome a new show to the King 5 lineup, and here it is.
Nature Walk with Chuck.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Nature Walk with Chuck. I'm Chuck here at beautiful Wenatchee National Forest. Well, we got a lot of nature to see, so let's get started. Jimmy! You remember Jimmy, our intern from the Forest Service. Well, this is Jimmy's dog, Butch. So, are you two ready to experience nature?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chuck.
All right, but first things first, what are we serving today?
An entire case of Schmidt's beer, Mr. Chuck.
Now you're talking my language, boy. Crack me a cold one, Jimmy.
Come on, Butch.
Yes, sirree, Jimmy. This here is God's country.
Mr. Chuck, if this is God's country, who's going to clean up that trash you just threw out over there?
God.
What kind of tree is that, Mr. Chuck?
Looks like an old growth cedar, Jimmy. Could have been here before the first Europeans set foot in this magnificent land.
Wow. I wonder how old it is.
That's a good question, Jimmy.
Let's count the rings.
Mr. Chuck, maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
Now, an electric iced tea, on the other hand, that is a totally different kind of a drunk.
Look at that view, Jimmy.
It's beautiful, Mr. Chuck.
You know, Jimmy, it's at times like this that I realize how powerful and majestic nature really is. Watch this. Run, Jimmy! Wild mushrooms are considered a real delicacy. But how do you tell the good ones from the poisonous ones? Well, I have no idea, so I gave Jimmy a dozen of these here.
I love you, Mr. Chuck. We love the forest.
Looks like Jimmy found some of the good ones. Watch out for that cliff, boy! Jimmy, these days a cell phone should be standard equipment in any backpack. It comes in handy if you get lost, or if you need to lose yourself in man's most basic nature necessity, phone sex. Hi, this is Nature Man Chuck. I need to be taken behind the woodshed for a good, firm whooping. Just take a second, Jimmy. Ouch. Oh, yeah. When you're out on a nature walk, it's easy to get caught in a lightning storm. If that happens, do not take shelter under a tree, because that's where lightning might strike. Plus, your metal frame backpack can be a natural conduit for electricity. Watch this.
This seems kind of dangerous, Mr. Chuck.
Quit screwing around, Jimmy. It's time to head home.
I'm scared, Mr. Chuck. The phone doesn't work, and we've been walking around for 2 days now.
Have a beer, Jimmy.
The food's all gone. There's nothing left to eat. I'm hungry, Mr. Chuck. What am I gonna do?
That sure is the spot. Donut Bush. We'll see you next time on Nature Walk.
This has been Nature Walk with Chuck.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we're coming right back.
All right, everybody. Let's get started here. How you doing? My name is Mr. Prentice, and I'm here to welcome you all to Washington State University. Now, this school is dedicated to the preparation of students for productive lives and professional careers. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have about our curriculum, our policies, our student activities, anything at all. Yes.
Yeah, I just heard that Wazoo is a dry campus this year. What does that mean exactly?
That's a good question. It simply means that the use of alcoholic beverages is not permitted on campus.
When you say dry campus, does that mean that Bud Dry is okay?
No, Bud Dry is not okay.
What about Miller Dry?
Look, let me clarify this once again, all right? No alcoholic beverages at all are permitted this year. None, 0 zip. Now, I think that really would be all that needs to be said on that subject. Next question.
Okay, what if you, like, had half a keg left over from last semester? Would it be okay to finish it off?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yes.
That was a good guess, but actually the answer is no. And do you know why that is? It is because WSU is a dry campus now. That means no alcohol permitted, not in the dorms, not in the football games, nowhere. Okay, yes.
You know that you'll just be forcing us to drink in wheat fields?
You actually don't have to drink at all.
I'm sorry, I don't follow you.
There is no rule that says you have to drink.
Are you speaking in some foreign language? Because I don't understand a word you're saying.
You don't have to drink.
Okay, fine, don't answer my question.
Next.
Okay, hi. Let's say that there's this guy, not on campus, not even a WSU student, and he's at a bar.
All right.
And he's been consuming a lot of alcohol.
Uh-huh.
And then he walks out of the bar and staggers over toward our campus.
Right.
But let's say a rattlesnake jumps out and bites him, and then he runs screaming onto the campus.
What is your question exactly?
Would it be okay to suck out the poison?
Look, I've tried to be as clear on this
Yeah,
as I...
excuse me. Yeah, I just sobered up, like, for the first time in about 3 years, and I was wondering if you just tell me, where am I again?
You are at Washington State University.
Oh my God, I'm going to Wazoo! Oh my God!
Let's just call a spade, shall we? We, the students of Washington State University, are drinkers. Heavy drinkers, most of us. And we make no attempts to hide that. Hell, if we weren't, we wouldn't be here. We'd all be at better schools. And I think you know that. So when you take away our Jägermeister, our Kamikazes, and our Schmidt's Animal Beer, you strike 3 giant blows against what this school stands for. And that's drinking. It's un-American, and frankly, we won't stand for it. My country, 'tis
Thank you. Next, please.
Yeah, I was wondering, is there any reason at all to be in a fraternity anymore?
No.
Yeah, excuse me, I have a question, but it's kind of off the topic.
Oh, how refreshing. What is your question?
Well, I was visiting one of my friends at the UW, and a lot of people there had these really cool hats, only they were backwards. You know, the bill was back here. Do you know where I can get one of those?
You know what? For you, we're going to make an exception. Here you go. Bars open.
Studio amplification for Almost Live provided by American Music.
This is the Late Report. Well, a Kingdome employee has admitted putting a hidden video camera in the Seagulls' locker room last weekend. Even more shocking was his admission that he also put a camera in the dressing room of the Mariner Moose. Seattle Swedish Club reported that they lost nearly 1/6 of their membership last year. They say they eventually found those members, however, wandering around aimlessly in Ballard. Unknown truck driver Patrick McGuire received the most votes for a Port of Seattle Commission position, apparently due to the nice name association with Good Guy sports agent Jerry McGuire and ball player Mark McGuire. Receiving the fewest votes was candidate Kyle Hitler. Well, tomorrow is the Mariners' last regular season game and the last chance for Ken Griffey Jr. to break Roger Maris's record of 61 home runs. Here with a comment is Tracy Conway.
Thank you, John. Okay, as of today, Griffey still needs 6 home runs to break the record, and okay, that's going to be pretty hard, I know. So I would like to suggest a few just temporary rule changes just for tomorrow's game, just to help Junior set the new record. Yeah. Okay, here they are. The Mariner bullpen pitches to Griffey. Yeah. Home runs he gets on Nintendo 64 baseball count. If by the bottom of the 9th, Griffey still hasn't got the requisite number of home runs, Jean-Claude Van Damme will be sent back in time to break Roger Maris's arm. Yeah. The Kingdome will be hooked up to a clapper, so when Griffey makes contact of any kind, boom, the lights go out. And finally, the opposing team's starting rotation, the Spice Girls.
They take you up on those. Very nice. Well, the Pacific Northwest Ballet is starting its 25th season by dropping the shows Cinderella and Swan Lake and replacing them with riskier performances unknown to the public. Included in the riskier performances will be 2 new ballets, one titled The Stage is on Fire, and the other Sniper in the Audience. The Seattle Times poll finds that people who have moved into the Northwest in the last 10 years are younger, wealthier, better educated, and more upbeat about the future of the area. Meanwhile, the natives are older, poorer, dumber, and really sorry they ever let the newcomers move in. Earlier this week, Bill and Melinda Gates moved into their new waterfront mansion, and here with a look at the situation is Almost Live meteorologist Nancy Guppy.
Okay, well, John, here's what Bill, Melinda, and little Jennifer can expect tomorrow. Now, on the west shore, there will be early morning fog rolling in off the lake, but this will burn off with temperatures reaching a high of around 70 degrees in the afternoon, perfect for a family picnic on the lower lawns. Now, at the higher elevations and the more mountainous areas at the back of the compound, however, there will be precipitation on and off all day with a mixture of freezing rain and snow. Chains or studded tires are recommended in the upper driveways. Now, there's a low-pressure front moving into the valley between the garage and servant quarters, which will bring occasional higher gusts in the late afternoon with a possible small craft advisory for air mattresses in the east pool. The storm will continue to move northward toward the animal compound. Bill, I recommend that the elephants be brought indoors no later than 5 p.m. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. finally, an angry crowd that was turned away from a private show at the downtown Showbox Theater last weekend went on a rampage down Pike Street and broke into several stores. Night-o, just one night-o, one night looting at the Bon Mar show. This has been the Light Report. We'll be right back after that. That's just about all the time we have, but please stay tuned for the season premiere of Saturday Night Live with guest host Sylvester Stallone, and then after that, on Channel 13, you can see a special preview of Fox's latest special, When Marv Albert Attacks. Join us next week when our special guest will be art critic Sister Wendy. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Now the showing is over, the boss guy has sung. Sorry about that bad joke, but Joe wrote that one. And we made fun of both Wazoo and Washington. But the Mariners, we won't be